How's it going, YouTubers? Real Bubba Hotep back with you again for another installment of Crucible Crash and Burn. You could tell I got my victory. It worked out pretty well. Now, is it just me, or is it the holiday season going up against a man named Marv who looks like he's a criminal? Does that kind of make you think of a Christmassy movie? I think that's why I wanted to beat him so bad. He was the bad guy of my childhood favorite Christmas movie. Going into my defenses, this is what he went up against. Nothing too dramatic. I wanted to try this out. We'll look here in a little bit and see what was good and what wasn't. Now, Marv came in at a cool 153,876,035 power. And me, my little self, is at 131,619,145. So about a 22 million punch up. Coming into room 1, I took the tried and true Black Knight to whittle down Kahori, APOC to do his Falcon Punch, try to drop Thanos out of there before he gets the raining fire, Cosmic Ghost Rider as a controller to be able to take the focus off of 2099 because he gets wiped out pretty easy, taking Weaver in 2099, and as long as Weaver stays charged, things get missed. The only thing that's tricky to this counter at all is you want to make sure you drop Thanos endgame down below into the red so his passive doesn't trigger. If you get him into the yellow, you can kiss it goodbye. As you can see, everything is textbook. Now, room 2, you use the ultimate abilities and you grant ability energy to the opponents. I wanted to go in with a quick team that's going to be able to make pretty light work of this. I usually try to use my Cabal with Kang and Titanian here. Ultimus, I could have taken Ultimus in to take care of the zombie Juggernaut, but I didn't see the need for it. There's one other team that I know of that can give this lineup a run for its money. I'm not going to repeat the name on YouTube. So if you're interested in it, follow me on Discord, come and find me on Twitch, and you'll know. After the double sack, I went to the default go-to hard counter for Spider Society and Secret Defenders Eternals. If you ever run into a Spider Society, unless it's a raid room, hopefully we won't have any of those anytime soon, just take SD Eternals in with you. Now, with this room, the positive and negative effects last longer. And if you run across Ghost Spider instead of Noir, it can get hairy with this. Because Ghost Spider will put Peter B into stealth, you always want to target Peter B and get him off the board. If he drops into stealth, and with Mephisto giving the taunt to heroes, the taunt will flip back and forth between Pav and Penny. It'll keep you away from Peter B and it makes things difficult. So if you're running Spider Society Mephisto on defense, especially in this room, I highly suggest using Ghost Spider instead of Noir. If you can see, this team makes easy work. Room 4, tech and speed characters upon using basic get speed up. I have to give a shout out to Killshot for reminding me just how good Night Stalkers are. I was a little bit worried with Sus being in here, but as you can see, I didn't need to be worried at all. Night Stalkers, once again with Orcus, it doesn't really matter what you put in here. Night Stalkers is going to run through Orcus every single time. Room 5, the city room. I decided to try one more time and go in with just a single sack on here, and this time it worked. Taking Echo up really helped me out a whole lot. Now it's a little bit tricky. I'm showing this because a lot of the content creators just whip right through the sacks and they won't show you how to play this. But if you have Raider Skirmisher on everybody but Moondragon, you use Moondragon and target Captain Britain, the double shot with Moondragon as a striker will kill Captain Britain. If you can get Captain Britain off the board, you can pull the special off of Odin. Hopefully you can get the ultimate off of Odin. Take Echo in, bring her to Fortifier. You can get away with this with a one shot. It's not very difficult once you know the ISOs that are involved. Coming in for the cleanup in room 5, since Superior 6 is city, I'm getting a little bit of a boost, which is good. Anything that can help, right? But without Captain Britain there, they're not getting the assists, as you can see. Lady Deathstrike just gives raw power. The special and the ultimate is gone off of Odin. You just go in hard and target on Odin, and the entire team drops around him. If you notice, they don't even get in a shot. So if you can kill Captain Britain in the first, you can definitely come in here with a 2-shot. Coming into my last attack for the day, room 6, the dead room, where symbiotes count as villains. They didn't do it right. I had the Immortal X-Men left, I had Nightcrawler left, I had Old Man Logan left. It felt a shame to leave Old Man Logan all alone, not playing him. So I wanted to come in, I wanted to make light work of it. This team is going to be a monster to beat. Nightcrawler and Storm together, especially if you mix in OML, you can see the team just drops. Nothing special, you don't have to play it right. I'm behind the taunt, but Old Man Logan makes easy work of Rogue. Forge is missing everything. Just waiting for Storm's ultimate to come in. And once Storm gets going and her ultimate pops off, it's all over. Goodbye. For my opponent's attack, after the double sack, he didn't do anything out of the ordinary here. He went in using Black Knight once again against Kahori. It always does the trick. Ultimates to try and pull off anything from Miss Marvel Classic. Iron Patriot doing his thing. Namor coming in with the rewind. And it's just textbook. Now in room 2, he decided not to attack. Illuminati Odin was in room 2 for me, and it's not out of the ordinary. A lot of people ignore this room so they can use Superior 6, so they can use the more important characters on different rooms. In room 3, bringing Mercs for Money and APOC against my sus Annihilator's Dorm. It was a pretty smart move. This coming back from last season, it makes pretty light work of this. There's some RNG, there's some targeting if Old Man Logan gets hit and Gore pops off the revive. It can go sideways really quick. The good thing for my opponent is that everything seemed to be working okay for him. With the Falcon Punch, he takes out Gore. That way he doesn't have to worry about Gore peeling off a revive. Dorm is now gone. And with Old Man Logan still on defense and Gore being gone, it's just an efficiency sink now. Just a matter of time. He almost lost right there with the Super Skrull ultimate. This on defense is a good efficiency sink. You can see how many turns it's taking, you can see the trouble that he's having. Just turn after turn after turn. Being in room 3, where all of the positives and negatives are extended, extra turns, Sus just shines in this room. Coming into room 4, I wanted to try out something. It's new. It didn't work very well for me. If my opponent would have attacked a little earlier in the day, I would have had some time to change up this defense. I'm not going to keep this defense after this matchup. New Warriors just came in and decimated. Even though it's the tech room, even though it's the skill room, New Warriors just dominates them. It was not much of a fight. Coming into the city room without me having Orcus or even Astral on defense, it opened him up to be able to use Night Stalkers on my Spider Society with Lizard. If it was earlier in the day when my opponent attacked, as I said, I would have changed up the defense. Later today, after all of my attacks are done for this round, I'll put Orcus or Astral back on defense, and hopefully it will tie up Night Stalkers. Now, since he didn't attack my room 2, that left him having Superior 6 available. So even if I did have Orcus or Astral on there, anything to tie up Night Stalkers, he still would have had Sup 6 to come in and just make light work of this. It's taking a little bit of time, tying up a little bit of efficiency. With Ghost Spider being in there, as I said, when you drop Peter B into below, he goes into stealth. And you just can't get to him. He'll continue to heal up and heal up and heal up and heal everybody and heal everybody. And it just turns into an efficiency sink. But Night Stalkers will get through Spider Society eventually. Now, if you use Superior 6 on this, it probably would have been over by now. The struggle is real with Peter B. If you see, just building up and building up. Much needed points are going down the drain at this point. Now, if you would be able to control like you can in real-time arena, if you can get Oath out of there, if you can get Blade out of there, then it makes things a little bit more difficult for them. I know Spider Society can take Night Stalkers out if you come across Night Stalkers on defense. Kinda hairy, but it can be done. And after a long, grueling battle in room number 5, we come to the last attack of the day. Here's where he decided to use his Superior 6 and just cut through this like butter. Now, if I would have had Orcus, if I would have had Astral on defense instead of trying something new, this could have ended differently for him. I know with Bishop being in here, New Warriors has a hard time taking this down. They can do it without Nightcrawler, but it makes things a little more iffy. But him being able to use Superior 6, it's just a matter of time. They just attack and they win. 10 times out of 10, you will beat X-Men with Superior 6. Being caught behind the taunt, giving them a little bit of a problem. But as I said, it's just a matter of time. Now with them both being in taunt, he can go back to Gambit. And with Gambit being out of there and no pings, it's done. Now, as for my next opponent, Achilles. Achilles is coming in at 121 million. So it's a little bit of a punch up for him. I'm at 131, but not too bad. Coming into my opponent's defenses, it all looks pretty cut and dry. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I see some things that'll be tough. It'll give me a hard time. And if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like he took a page out of Desir's playbook. This looks like Desir's defenses, which, if you don't follow Desir on YouTube, you don't follow him on Twitch, you're doing yourself a great disservice. If you need to know anything about Cosmic Crucible, anything with the games, any events coming up and how to tackle them, might I suggest you give Desir a like, share, subscribe to him, follow him on Twitch. It's a good time. And if you'd like to see me attack these live, you can always follow me on Twitch. The link's in the description below. Join my Discord. We have a little bit of fun there. And until next time, my friends, keep on MSFing.